welcome. I am R.H. Galloway, and this is the first episode of the Hallowed Truth. MAGA Republicans see as Texas Democrats continue to break quorum, stopping Texas Governor Greg Abbott from gerrymandering their state illegally a second time. As some of you may remember, back in October 15th of 2021, the Texas legislature redrew their district maps, targeting cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston, which had become more progressive over time. This could be due in part to the fact that many tech companies began to move to these cities because of the financial benefits that came from working and doing business within Texas. And while Texas themselves may love the money that these tech companies bring in, they're not a big fan of the progressive culture that comes with many of these companies. 3 days ago, the Texas Democratic State Representatives, the current minority, left Texas after Greg Abbott called for a special assembly to redraw the district maps, which would have eliminated the Democratic representation in the state, illegally gerrymandering the state even further. But don't just listen to me. This is Gene Wu, Texas State House Minority Leader, courtesy of CBS News Chicago.
The tool they're using is a racist, gerrymandered map. A map that seeks to use racial lines to divide hard-working communities who have spent decades building up their power and strengthening their voices. And Governor Abbott is doing this in submission to Donald Trump.
Now, state representatives are not alone in this fight. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker took to the podium right behind Mr. Wu, talking about his feelings on what Texas was doing on behalf of the Trump regime. Go ahead and play the clip.
So Trump came up with a new scheme, rig the system by ramming through a corrupt mid-decade redistricting plan that would steal 5 congressional seats, silencing millions of voices, especially Black and Latino voters.
Trump and the MAGA Republicans want to so badly rig this upcoming midterm election, they're willing to go to any lengths to do so. The first ploy was to try to shame the reps into returning to the state, stating that the special assembly was actually for the flood victims of the recent tragedy. And if you don't believe me, you can actually hear it from Greg Abbott yourself in this clip from Fox News.
What is the issue? Why did they leave?
So they're leaving, and they've left because they're very un-Texan. Texans don't run from a fight, and there's a fight going on in the legislature right now about redistricting as well as other things. But I'll make 2 quick points, Dana, about this. For one, to run to states like New York and Illinois to protest redistricting is kind of like running to Wisconsin to protest cheese. It's just kind of outrageous. Those are New York and Illinois are 2 hallmark states that have already done redistricting to eliminate Republicans. But the second thing is far more serious, and that is what these Democrats have done. Just a small fraction of them were needed to break a quorum, and that small fraction is holding hostage legislation in the state of Texas, where we will be able to provide assistance and reform for all of the victims of that horrific flooding that we've had in the state of Texas. Our fellow Texans are being let down and not getting the flood relief they need because these Democrats have absconded from the responsibility, and I believe they have forfeited their seats in the state legislature because they're not doing the job they were elected to do.
Governor.
Now, when shame failed to get the response that they were hoping, the attacks soon came in. Threats of legal action if they did not return to the state, and even Trump, when asked, didn't deny the idea of FBI involvement.
In a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to.
And look, if you wanted to help the flood victims, you could have started by telling cosplay cowboy Kristi Noem to get off of Instagram long enough to actually activate FEMA, at which point you could have actually gotten emergency services up and running faster. FEMA's whole purpose is to work with the local emergency responders, to work on helping people as fast as humanly possible to save lives. It also doesn't help that before the special assembly was set to take place, the new maps were already being shown on the news that had wiped the blue out of Texas, disenfranchising thousands of voters. Meaning it was clear from the start, this was never about helping the victims. This is only about trying to make the Democratic state reps look bad and heartless, despite the fact of the personal sacrifices that they're currently making to protect our democracy. These reps only get paid hundreds of dollars to actually perform the jobs that they're doing here on behalf of us, the people. That means all of them have full-time 9-to-5 jobs to pay the bills, none of which they can do right now, none of whom are working, and they may not be working for months. And Greg Abbott didn't stop there. He went as far as to accusing the representatives of taking bribes to leave the state. And you can see it here in this clip here from Fox News.
You also said in your statement that you put out today to all of them in a letter to them, you said, in addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. What is the felony? What are the penalties for this?
So very simply, it would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature. And the reports are these legislators have been both, they sought money and they offered money to skip the vote, to leave the legislature, to take a legislative act. That would be bribery. And so the facts will have to come out. But I think based upon comments made by legislators themselves, they face a possibility of facing bribery charges, which is a second-degree felony in the state of Texas. There's one way to cure that, and that is if they get back to the state of Texas and make quorum today at a hearing that we have at 3 o'clock, they can cure themselves of any quid pro quo that would subject them to potential bribery charges.
All right, Governor Abbott, well...
What gross, abusive flip-flopping. And this is what people like Trump and Greg Abbott do. They play the victim card for as long as they can, and when that fails to get a response, they go straight on the attack. Proving that point, during an interview today, J.B. Pritzker on the MeidasTouch News Network. Pritzker not only confirmed the arrest warrant for the representatives taking refuge in Chicago and the plans of the MAGA Republicans, but he also confirmed a bomb threat to the hotel the representatives were staying at. Let's go ahead and watch that clip.
Left to wonder what happened. So we've got to stand with these Texas legislators. So here's what's happening as of today. First of all, yes, it's true that John Cornyn, who is running for re-election to the United States Senate in Texas, called up the president to get the FBI involved. And then you've got Ken Paxton, the AG of Texas, who is fighting to beat John Cornyn. And he says that Texas can't actually engage the federal government in this, and he's right about that. But he wants to send the Texas Rangers to Illinois instead of the FBI, with, as you rightly point out, a civil warrant issued by the Texas House of Representatives Speaker. But, you know, the fact is that neither Texas nor the FBI at the federal level have the ability to arrest these Texas Democrats who are breaking quorum. They just don't. There is no legal precedent for that. There's no law on the books that would allow them to do that. So as you know, I've been saying, you know, they're all allowed to visit Chicago or Illinois and take in the great view of our lake and our city and enjoy the great restaurants that we have. But they won't be taking anybody home with them or away from the state. We are protecting those Texas House Democrats, and they are protecting, frankly, the entire country in what they do. Let me add one more thing, Ben. There was a threat against those Texas Democrats that are here in Illinois. It was a bomb threat at their hotel. There was a right-wing fellow who does podcasts, and he showed up at the location that the Texas legislators are at and took video and then posted it online and posted a map of where in Illinois that hotel is. And then that was shortly after that there was a bomb threat that arrived at that hotel. So this is dangerous. It's difficult. We're protecting them. Our state police are there. Our local law enforcement are there.
I also want to take a moment to thank the MeidasTouch News Network for the clip. And their link is going to be down below. Go and give them a follow, subscribe to the channel. Let's help them reach 6 million followers as they do an amazing job. Now, Texans are not remaining silent, and during a recent town hall, Texans began to stand up and speak out against these MAGA fascist tactics.
Please give us your testimony.
I drove here 3 hours to get here. I came from Abilene, Texas. And if I'm willing to drive 3 hours to come here and talk, I'm gonna ask you to get off your phone and listen to what I have to say. You got a call from Donald Trump. He told you to go find 5 seats. No, he got asked, how many seats? He said 5. He was asked on the news. You say, we don't have any maps. Well, how in the hell does Donald Trump know he's going to get 5 seats? I bet you anything there's maps that are there. This is ridiculous. A man a few days ago was arrested because he spoke too long at the lectern. He spoke too long and y'all said, oh, he had to be arrested because he broke the rules. How many of you are going to get arrested for breaking the rules of mistreating the citizens of this state? You're breaking the rules. We are the citizens of this nation. We're the ones. It's supposed to be bottom up, not top down. I'm going to say this one thing to you. You know it's wrong. In your heart, you know it's wrong.
And that sentiment, that dislike for Trump and the MAGA party is only growing. I have an upcoming video soon that will show Trump and the MAGA politicians getting openly booed. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. Subscribe down below and help us hit our goal of the first 1,000 subscribers. We have to keep shining light on these things because democracy dies in darkness. Thank you, and good night.